What's up, gang? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Janique. Thank you so much for tuning back in today. If you are a returning subscriber, if this is your first time tuning into my channel, make sure you lock in with me by clicking on that subscribe button and also by clicking on the notification bell. That way you don't miss an episode of anything that I do here. Today I'm going to be talking about the reasons that relationships are currently failing. So if you're interested in hearing more about that topic, make sure you stick around until the end of the video. Let's go ahead and hop into it.
I look like money, grab the camera, I'll say cheese. What am I supposed to do? When my life look like my pictures do. What? He still ain't posted you. Come let me show you what you supposed to do. Go, boss up on that dude. Go show these niggas they can't F with you. Look what you made me do. I gotta show you how it will.
This video today because right now I am in a successful relationship. That means I have been in this relationship committed long term for over a year now, which is a milestone because most relationships these days, they don't even start. So I get a lot of comments on my videos and I see a lot of people post daily, and I'm on a couple of social media sites. So what I have noticed is anytime somebody comments some negativity on my post or anything like that, it makes me think you know what? I could see why you're single. I see exactly why you're single. And this is what I'm going to talk to you about today because I need you to become more self-aware. Now, okay, maybe you're in a relationship. Okay, this ain't for you. Okay, but if you find yourself not in a relationship, relationships are not working for you, friendships are not working for you, family relationships are not working for you, you want to stick around again to the end of the video. Now, again, every time I see somebody comment some negativity, I'm like, I can see why you're single, because it's like if you were more self-aware, you wouldn't even come onto my posts, onto my channel, on my video, and my comments with that negativity, because you'd be more self-aware. You'll understand I'm a person who does not care about your opinion. Your opinion is not going to change my mind about what I believe in. Period. Okay? If you understood that, then you wouldn't be negative in my comments. You wouldn't even waste your energy. But people want a reaction out of you no matter if it's positive or negative. Okay? Now, let me tell you a couple of reasons like your relationships are failing today, and this is going to change your life. So one reason I see that people relationships are failing is that people have no standards. Period. They have no standards when it comes to communication. They have no standards when it comes to romance. They have no standards when it comes to parenting. They have no standards when it comes to intimacy. People have no standards when it comes to social media. They have no standards at all. That means that you have not set something in place that says, this is what I think when it comes to this is what I think when it comes to that. And if anyone violates me, I'm willing to walk away. So for example, with me, I don't tolerate any disrespect, period. Like, I think so highly of myself that anything you say to me can't be taken as disrespect. That's how highly I think of myself. So depending on what you say, I could take it as disrespect. And I'm willing to walk away about my respect, period, point blank. So because I have that standard when it comes to communication, I don't find myself in any disrespectful disagreements or arguments with my partner, because in our relationship we have set a standard for communication. Okay? Another thing, I don't find myself like, oh, why my man ain't call me today? My man ain't call me all day. I haven't heard from my man. I don't find myself in those situations because I have a standard for communication. So not only do you have to be respectful when you speak with me, you also have to speak with me, period. So on a daily basis, I have to hear from you. If I don't hear from you, guess what? You're fired. Being in a relationship is like being at a job. It's like full-time. It's a full-time job. Real talk, like being a girlfriend, a wife, anything. It's a full-time job. You have to be committed to that job, because if you are off your job, you could lose your job, okay? So you have to set that standard for communication. Again, you have to make sure that you're with a partner who is respectful. First sign of disrespect, be willing to walk away, because that's the only way a person will change. If you're not willing to walk away, that person's not going to change. They're going to keep disrespecting you. If a person can go 24 hours without talking to you, can take hours to respond to your text, can miss your call and then call you back the next day, or don't call you back at all, but they're on social media posting and stuff like that. If you have set that standard for communication in your relationships, then that's what it is. You keep trying to figure out, why do I meet a man and then the next day he doesn't call me? Okay, because he doesn't think that you have a standard for communication. He doesn't have one for himself, period, which is the reason that he's doing it to you. So you have to be mindful about the standards that you're setting in your relationships. You can have standards for anything that you want. You can have a standard for intimacy. Say, for instance, if you want to get intimate every night, you're going to have to find you somebody that's okay with that. Me personally, I ain't trying to get intimate every day, because at the end of the day, I ain't freaked out. I'm just looking at y'all know that, right? I'm not, like, it's not in me. I wasn't promiscuous at a young age, so I could go without it. So you're not gonna see me doing it every day. But I'm also not with a person who is freaked out as well, right? Because let's say this. Say you have a standard where, okay, you want to get intimate on a daily basis, but you're with somebody who wants to get intimate 24/7. He's going to be insatiable, which is going to lead to him cheating on you. So you have to have a standard when it comes to certain things. Okay, and first of all, I don't believe in giving a man something every day anyway, period, point blank, until, y'all notice I'm still ringless. We'll talk about that in another video. But I am married in the spirit. So you have to, again, set some standards. If you want a date night every week, at least once a week, you have to get with a person who is okay with setting that standard. If a person gets with you and they realize, okay, look, this person, I'm not going to date them every week. I'm not going to take them nowhere every week. Well, I'm going to do what I want to do. We might go out every once in a while. We might not. They're only treating you like that because they don't think you have a standard when it comes to dating. And if you have a man and you live with him and he don't come home every night, you know why? Because you haven't set that standard for coming home every night. Period, point blank. And when you set your standards, you have to stick to them. Another reason your relationships fail is because you're not willing to walk away. You have to be willing to walk away from a person. I don't care how fine they are. I don't care how much money they got. Heavy, I don't care how much money they got. I don't care how much they did for me. I don't care about any of that stuff. Period, point blank. If you violate a rule, if you violate a standard, I will walk away from you. And that is what keeps my relationship going. And my man probably is the same way, honestly. I don't know. I'm just a person where I don't do things that piss people off. I know how to conduct myself, especially in a relationship. So he doesn't really have too many problems. But me, I'm very picky. I'm very anal about a lot of things. And, you know, depending on what you do, like, things could not go your way. But that is what keeps my relationship going. My man understands that I'm willing to walk away, because before I met you, I was happy within myself and I'm content with being alone. And that's another thing. That's another reason why relationships fail. People are not content with being alone. So it causes them to be too clingy. It causes them to be too needy. And people don't understand that can kind of be detrimental to a relationship, especially when the person doesn't like you as much as you like them. So you have to have your own things going on. That's how you're content and happy with yourself. You have your own identity, and it should be in Christ. You have your own ideas. You have your own views. You have your own goals. And when you have these things, you're complete, right? And when you don't have these things, you can look for somebody to become codependent on. It can cause you to create trauma bonds. It can cause you to stay in broken cycles. So you have to be aware of that. You have to be okay with being alone. When you're okay with being alone, that means you are whole within yourself. And if you're whole within yourself, you will attract another person who is whole as well. And then y'all will become two wholes. Okay? I could go on and on about different standards all day, but you get the gist. You know what a standard is. If you don't, Google and create your standards and stick to them. That's how you start weeding people out in general. People be saying, oh, this person wasted my time. That person wasted your time because you allowed them to, right? Where if they violated rule number 1, rule number 2, rule number 3, and you would have got them up out of there, you wouldn't be wasting no time. You feel what I'm saying? But don't worry, we've all been there, so no judgment. Now, not only do you have to have standards, but you also have to be willing to compromise. That's the reason I see people relationships fail as well. People are unwilling to compromise. Now, when I say pick your standards and stick to them, you have to kind of give and take. At the end of the day, you're not going to find anybody that has 100% of what you're looking for. If you do find that person, proud of you. But 9 times out of 10, humans ain't perfect. Like, they're not going to have everything you're looking for. But they have to have more pros than cons. And even with the cons that they have, they got to be certain type of cons. Like, they can't be no crazy cons like he whooping on you. You feel what I'm saying? or he touching somebody he ain't supposed to be touching, things like that. Like, no. They gotta be some small cons. Like, okay, I want a man who makes $60K a year, and I'm just throwing numbers out there. Okay, but this man makes $55K. Am I going to leave him because he doesn't make $60K a year? No, that would be stupid. But because he has everything else on the list, if that makes sense. When I say compromise as well, not only when it comes to certain things, because again, everybody's not perfect, but you also have to be willing to compromise when it comes to disagreements. People are so focused on being right, they'll find themselves out of a partner. I don't like arguing or debating with anyone that likes to be right all the time, because I'm right all the time anyway. But it's not about being right. It's about understanding one another. If I understand you and you understand me, who cares that we both disagree on a certain topic? We can agree to disagree. And I think if more people were okay with agreeing to disagree as opposed to being right all the time, there'll be a lot less feuds, a lot less divorces, a lot less breakups. I mean, the world would be a better place, but people are unwilling to compromise when it comes to their opinion. You can agree to disagree. Another compromise, say my man take me out all the time. Also, let me say this. Say my man pay all the bills, right? But I'm not married, but my man pays all the bills. Why would I not cook for him? Right? I got a rule where it says I don't cook for nobody I'm not married to, but I got a man who pays all the bills. Why would I not go the extra mile and cook for him? People be saying like, oh, I don't cook for no man, like that's some wifey stuff. No, it's not really wifey stuff. It's about being a woman. That's a feminine trait. Cooking is just feminine. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, I don't look at it as I'm cooking for my man. I look at it as I'm cooking for myself. Like, I have to eat. My man is here. Why not share this meal with him? Y'all not making no sense. Y'all be talking about y'all want to be wives and stuff, but how does a man know you're a wife if you're not showing him that you are? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you go out here and you show every man what you got and all your cars and stuff like that. What I'm saying is you have to read the room. Again, if you got you a good man, Savannah, and he paying all your bills and stuff, and this, again, this video is not about money. It's not about money. But at the end of the day, if you have a standard where you want a man that's going to contribute financially, okay, that's fine. That doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you human. So, like I said, if my man pays all the bills, why would I not cook him a meal? Why would I not go an extra mile and draw my bath or something? Or why would I not go an extra mile and maybe iron his clothes for work or something like that? Why would I not do something like that? He pays all the bills. Why would I not go and buy him a just because gift? He pays all the bills. Y'all don't be making no sense. Y'all are all take and no give. Don't be like that. So another reason I see a lot of relationships fail is that people are bad listeners. I have so many people comment on my girls trip video, which is 55 minutes, by the way. And the girls trip video is not really about the girls trip. It's about discernment. It's about God giving you the spirit of discernment. But you know, some people sat through that whole 55-minute video and they missed the whole message because they weren't listening. Or let me say this. A lot of people listen to respond and they don't listen to understand. So I got a lot of people being negative in my comments because they were listening to respond. The first chance they got where they disagreed with something I say, they in the comments with it. They didn't finish the video, but they in the comments with it. Because they were listening to respond, they weren't listening to understand. If they were listening to understand me, then at the end of the video, if they had nothing nice to say, they were going about their merry way. And I'm going to be talking in another video about how to conduct yourself in the comments, especially on my channel. But make sure you tune into that because social media etiquette needs to be a real thing. A lot of people don't even realize they're bad listeners, but they on their phone so much. How can you pay attention to what another person is saying? A lot of people are not present. They're not in a room with their partner, and their partner can leave feeling neglected. And this goes for both sexes. Let's try this out. And tell me that your relationship is not better off when you try to implement this. If your partner is talking to you, put down your phone. It takes a second to put down your phone. Whatever you're looking at social media is not going to go anywhere. The story will be the same. The picture and the post will still be there. The video can pause. You can always come back to it. But try that out, right? If your partner is saying that you don't ever listen to them, try that one little tactic. When they talk, just put your phone down. If you're on the phone with a person, instead of being on a social media site, just be on the phone with the person. Have your screen on the phone screen where it shows you how long you've been on the phone. Try that out and tell me you don't instantly become a better listener. Stop getting distracted when a person is talking to you. And this can go in any relationship. Like I said, this is not just intimate relationship. This is friendships and family relationships as well. If you are not understanding a person, or you don't know too much about them, but y'all spend a lot of time with each other, maybe you should take a look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, maybe I'm a bad listener. It's okay. I had to admit to myself that I was a bad listener a long time ago. Because I have such a long history in contact centers, I found myself being able to half listen and be on my phone, but still gather the information for the customer enough to do my job. But I started getting into certain career paths where it wasn't just enough that I was on the phone with the person picking out certain words. I had to actually pay attention and listen in order to effectively do my job to get paid what I need to get paid in order to maintain my lifestyle, right? So listening is so essential because you can miss something so important. A lot of times y'all be like, oh, this person didn't tell me this, but the person be like, I did tell you. You probably weren't listening, period, point blank. And you need to listen to understand, not listen to respond. You need to be having a back and forth conversation with the person, right? Another way a person can tell you're not listening to them is if they finish talking, you have nothing to say about what they just said. You know you're not listening. People only hear what they want to hear, and that's a big thing in our society. People have short attention spans, but if you could just go the extra mile for a person you want to be with, or for a person you want to be around, to give them your undivided attention when they're speaking, you could cut out the bad listening and have more successful relationships. Another reason I see relationships fail is social media. And people don't really even realize the impact social media has on your relationship. I've talked to a lot of my exes, not recently, but I've talked to a lot of my exes who try to tell me like, oh, I should have never left you. I should never broke up with you. Let me not even say they broke up with me, because I do the breaking up around here. But they always say like, man, I'm with this new person and they don't listen to me. I don't know what to do. Like, they always on their phone and stuff like that. So I hear men complain about that more than women think. Like, men do not like that when you're giving your attention to social media 24/7 because you're seeking attention. And I know it's hard to realize when you are addicted to social media, right? And this is how you know you're addicted to social media. Can you go 24 hours without it? Can you go 48 hours? Can you go a week? Can you go 2 weeks? Can you go a month? Can you go a conversation with a person without social media? No? Yeah, you're addicted. And that's the crazy part. Social media has been the same for years. There's nothing changed on social media. It's just new. It's just repeated information in a different form. Stay off social media. Like, if say for instance you take a picture and you got a man, send a picture to your man first, and then you can post on social media. But if you are just posting on social media wanting everybody else's reaction but not your man, you spending way too much time on social media. Like, that is impacting your relationship. I hope you know that. Men notice that. Men notice when you're on social media, half dressed, half naked, not being modest at all, freaked out, and you swear you got a man. No real man is going to let you act like that on social media. I'm telling you right now. If he lets you act like that, he don't care about you. Period, point blank. Because your partner should care about you so much that you are a reflection of them. And they want to make sure that you are representing your relationship correctly. So a real man is not going to allow you to be disrespectful and stuff on social media and wilding just because you want a couple of likes, a couple of comments, a couple of DMs, right? You want to repost. No, nobody, it's not that serious. It's really not. So spend less time on social media and I guarantee your relationship will prosper. Why? Because you're in reality. You're being present. The phone takes you away from your present reality. It puts you in a virtual reality. It's the internet. So just be mindful of that. And then, like I said, you'll see a change in your relationships if you cut out social media a little more. And then that could cause you also to want to post your partner all the time, which is scary actually. Like, you shouldn't want to post your partner 24/7. It's your page. Now, if y'all got a joint page, okay. If y'all making money from it, okay, I get it. Trust me, I totally get it. But if you so pressed, you doing this 24/7 and a dude hiding his face, like, it's a mess. Like, be cognizant of social media. Don't let it corrupt you. Don't be so pressed to post a person that you got yourself looking crazy. And that's how you introduce your partner to everybody else anyway. Like, I'll never tag my man or nothing. You know why? Because people are desperate. These women are desperate. They will not like you for no reason at all, and they will DM your man and try to tempt him. The devil doesn't know information just off the rip. He's not all-knowing. That's only God. The devil only gets information when you relay it to someone else. So if you get on social media and you tag your partner and you can't figure out why the last 3 boyfriends you had were cheating with people that you knew, it's because you posted them on social media. Slow down. I recently put a video of my man on TikTok, but I really wasn't even going to do that because I'm just like, I don't even want to bring this to social media. But at the same time, it's just a cute little picture. I wasn't doing too much, but I'm willing to take it down at any time. Another reason relationships fail is people are too indecisive. If you don't know what you want, how can you be in a relationship? You don't even know what you want. You need to get decisive about what you like, what you dislike, period. And you only know what you like and dislike by being alone. That's when you take inventory of things. That's when you get to really know yourself and see what type of person you are. And that way you can show back up in society as your real self. But when you sit right there, you haven't spent any time with yourself, you've been around people constantly, you haven't spent any time with God, how can you know what your true identity is or what you like and dislike? You're not even able to stand on business because you don't know what your business is. People don't even realize that being decisive makes you more desirable. Like for me, like I'm not gonna be with a man who can't make a decision. Like I don't like that. Period. If you confuse, in my head, I read in the Bible, confusion is of the devil. God brings clarity. So if I'm confused, I'm not really rocking with you. Okay? That's what it tells me. But when you're decisive, you know what you want. You can commit to what you want. You can do what you need to keep what you want. That's what we like. We like decisive people. We don't like indecision. And that's another thing. If you decide what you want in a relationship, that tells me you can decide what you want in your relationship with God as well. Period. Another reason I see a lot of relationships fail is because of communication. People don't know how to get their point across without offending the other person because they felt offended for no reason. And they want to relay that emotion or that energy on you as well. But I just don't understand why people can't Google words. You can literally go search dictionary words, that way you can kind of expand your vocabulary and you're not offending someone because you're throwing out a curse word every other word. You're not offending someone because you're using negative connotations of words and sentences but saying, oh, I didn't mean it like that. Okay, if you didn't mean it like that, you need to go find you a word that tells me you did not mean it like that. That way you can use it in a sentence from now on, as opposed to saying words that are offending me. You feel what I'm saying? And I can tell by the comments that I be getting on my videos that people can't get their point across without offending another person. You know, in my girl trip video, I didn't say anything negative about anybody. All I did was told my story. That's it. Period, point blank. But people don't know how to do that. People don't know how to tell a story without putting their opinions on it, without passing judgment on another person. Like, no. This is how you stay in a long-term relationship. You don't offend another person, especially if you love them as well. You're not going to go at their neck. You're not going to come at them about their insecurities. You're not going to throw something in their face that they told you in confidence. Like, those are the types of ways that you have conversations. You don't have conversations by offending another person and think you're going to stay in a relationship with them or they're going to take you seriously or better yet, marry you. It's never going to happen. Period, point blank. Even when I met my man, I'm not going to say he was mean, but he was definitely a little rough around the edges. And we had to like really have a couple of conversations. It's like, if you can't think before you speak when you talk to me, you're not going to be talking to me. And if you have a conversation like that with a person, it's up to them to change it around. And like I said, we've been together over a year, so of course we worked it out. Now, when it comes to communication, again, I get that there are a lot of trends when it comes to words. People like sounding popular, people like sounding hip and cool, but the goal is to sound like yourself. It's not to sound like every other person in society right now. Be yourself. Be an individual. Like, stop trying to sound like a trend. Stop trying to sound like everybody else. A clear example is this: is everybody using the word demure. I'm bringing that up right now. People are running that word into the ground when you can literally set a screensaver on your MacBook where they tell you a new word every day, and you can sprinkle that in your sentences. Stop trying to sound like everybody else. Be an individual. This is how you stand out. A lot of women can't figure out, like, dang, why does my man have so many women? Or why does my man keep cheating on me? Or why does every man I meet have so many options? Why they're not taking me seriously? Why they're not focusing on me? It's because you're not standing out. Men like to talk. Regardless of what you think, men like to talk. They are in a world every day where they are surrounded by their homeboys, opposition, co-workers, bosses, things like that. They're surrounded family. Men are pulled in many different directions. They need an outlet. They need somebody that they can genuinely talk to. That's how you know a man really likes you. If your man ain't having no conversation with you, guess what? He probably don't like you. Period. A man that likes you, he's going to have a conversation. And that's something that I bring out to people. I can have a conversation with any single person because I'm a good listener. And that's how you make a person want to talk to you. You listen. In all actuality, most people like to hear themselves talk. Most people like to talk about themselves. Most people like to talk about things that they're interested in. And if you get a person talking about something they like, they'll go on and on and on and on and on. And then by the end of the conversation, you have learned so much about them. And they also think you're a good listener, which makes them want to talk to you more. So if your relationship is failing and you're having problems with communication and a person say, oh, you're a bad communicator, I don't like the way you communicate, you're not a good listener, and things like that, you have to go find some other words, find ways to connect with people. Speak knowledge. Like, a man also likes when you have something to say that they don't hear every day. Like, for me, it's spiritual. Like, men like spirituality. They don't know that they like it until they have a conversation with me, but they're interested in it. And those who are not, they're gonna, of course, stay away from me. But those who are curious about the Lord, curious about God, they're going to be more inclined to want to talk to you because you're saying something different than what they're hearing from every other woman. You have to stand out. And last but not least, and I mentioned this a little earlier in the video, the number one reason I see relationships fail is because people are scared to walk away. When the person that you're with think you won't leave, they're going to do anything to you. I promise you, I've seen it firsthand. I see it firsthand. There's many men that I've had to prove wrong because they thought I wasn't going to walk away. And I like to play like that anyway. I'm a good bluffer. Like, I like to keep an element of mystery about me where you really don't know how I feel about you for real unless I say it. So I'm not going to show you my cards or show you my heart or wear my heart on my sleeve unless I want you to see that. But I've had a lot of men treat me certain ways because in their head, they think probably that they're the best I'm going to get. In their head, they think, oh, it's not a lot of men out there. In their head, they think, oh, I have a kid. So the dating pool is a lot smaller when it couldn't be further from the truth. The things people are saying on social media about the types that people have and what people are interested in and what makes you desirable or less desirable, they're all lies. They're lies. And I'll tell you guys some more details in the future about how I know they're lies, but they're lies from the pit of hell. They're lies from the enemy. It's a trick of the enemy to think that if you walk away, you won't find something better. I'm real big on that. I be hearing men tell me all the time. I've had men tell me all my life, oh, I'm the best it's gonna get. I'm the only one that's gonna treat you this way. I'm the only one that's gonna do this for you. Not realizing that I had somebody do something bigger than this. I've had somebody do something better than this. I've had people do this, and that. They don't even know that, but I keep quiet because I don't like to show my hand. I want you to think that you're the best I'm ever gonna get. Because when I leave you for what you're doing, you're not gonna see it coming. And that's how you have to be. Do not be scared to walk away. That's how you tell God that you are ready for what you really want. You are ready for what you prayed for by leaving what does not serve you. If you are with a person and they are not aligned with your goals, y'all are not having no future together, especially a man who tells you he's trying to play the field, he's unsure about you, he's trying to take things slow, things like that. These are telltale signs about a person who doesn't see a future with you. He's doing things, he's saying I a lot. He's not planning things with you. He's making moves without you. Y'all spend a lot of time together. He's not trying to make your situation easier. He don't care what you got going on. That is a way to find out that a person ain't really rocking with you. They don't care about you. Don't be fooled. Don't be delusional. It's a trick of the enemy. Manipulation is witchcraft, and there's a lot of it going on. Do not be fooled. Do not be manipulated. These are the main reasons that I see relationships fail. And because I'm the opposite of whatever I said on this list, I have seen my relationship be successful. I no longer act like this. I'm no longer scared to walk away. I'm no longer shy about speaking my mind. I'm not offending anybody when I talk. I'm not relying on social media for attention. I'm decisive. I'm a great listener. I compromise. And I also still have standards. Because of those things, I have found myself in a relationship for over a year now. I just wanted to give you guys a little sauce. If you are seeing things fail in your environment, heed my warning, okay? I hope you got something from this message today. If you did, make sure you check out some of my other messages, and I will see you in the next video. Tell me also in the comments if you tried to change a few of these things and you've seen your relationship take a turn for the better. I love to hear that. But I'll see you in the next video. Janique here, Janique TV. Peace.